Welcome to the Cookie Chat, episode 7, part-time baker workflow. Hope you guys are all having a great night, and we are so excited to share with you the journey of a part-time baker. Yay! Hi! Hi, friends! Welcome to episode 7. Oh my goodness, can you guys believe we're like 7 weeks deep? I cannot. Hey everybody, welcome. It's Wednesday. I feel like this week is flying. Oh, thank you. I can't turn this because, I have a wonderful setup going right now, but it is raining outside. So my hair is going flat. So thank you for that. I appreciate that boost of confidence because I'm not loving it. Hello, star of the show.
Hi.
You're here.
I'm here.
You guys, look how quick we got on that.
Guys, we have a method now.
Yes, we are doing better at this. Let me move this back. Hello,
Hi,
everybody.
Guys.
Let me pop it back up so I can see your guys' wonderful questions.
I know. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna leave them up.
Yes.
We're getting there.
We are.
Simply Carolines, we're getting there.
Pretending we're professionals at this, but
Have you guys been keeping up with the stories this week?
Yes. Oh my goodness, you guys. I was just telling Melissa this. It is so interesting to watch the journey of everything. So I'm attached to our stories, even though, I'm half of this group. But anyways, I'm like, what did she post next? So I feel like I'm thoroughly invested.
Struggling through the day today.
I'm jealous, but no, so good. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hi, guys. Hi, Jacqueline.
Loving it. I have a new coffee cup, you guys. Look, a little brag moment. It says Maddox's auntie. I threw a baby shower this weekend, and my first nephew, niece, anything is going to be born shortly, so I got a little cup. I know.
So they're not finding out the gender?
Yeah, they are. Maddox. It's a boy.
Oh, it's a boy. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So no, I don't even have a niece, so this is my first. I'll be a first-time aunt. I'm excited.
Oh, that's so sweet. We have hello, Carol from Canada. What time is it in Canada right now?
Yeah. We went over this on last episode. I have no idea about time zones.
No, we're not good with the time zones. Did you guys notice we changed our time zone?
Thank you, Maura, for educating us.
Thank you.
Make us better.
Uh-huh.
Well, you guys, we are going to go ahead and get started. Thank you. Yes, I see your question. I did make the cookies for the shower, so I'm excited about that. But thank you for asking.
You got there. Sorry, I'm lowering the stand a tiny bit.
It's okay. See, you guys, we just got to make adjustments as we go.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm super excited to dive into this, and I know you guys are too, and there's so many questions and everything. Japan, it's 10 a.m. Oh my goodness, good morning from Japan.
Oh my.
Wow. All
That's
right.
Amazing.
I know. Oh, it's craziness. I love all our little international callers. This is amazing. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and dive right in because, Melissa, we have been watching you all week. So, this is part of her schedule, guys, is right here.
It's true. It is true. This is devoted cookie time. I used to do actually 2 nights a week, and I traded one out to be here with you guys.
Well, thank you, Melissa. I think we're losing you a little bit. You're cutting in and out.
Of course we are. Hello. I know. I wasn't seeing the comments.
All right.
Do you see me?
I see you. You're just a little bit pixelated.
Okay, let's see if it comes back in.
If we lose her, guys, we will add her back. Don't worry.
Hello.
I can hear you. Better. Oh, there's your gorgeous face.
Hello.
All right.
I'm here. Okay, turn the Wi-Fi off. So let's see if
that helps. Okay, so you traded a night of cooking for our wonderful community here, you guys.
For you guys. For you guys.
So walk us through, just because, again, it is Wednesday and this is part of it. So what happens right now? Like, where are your kids? How did dinner go?
Yeah.
We're so invested in your life.
So today was the last day of summer for our big girl. So I really tried to make it special. I mean, Mike had work today, so he was here. I'm actually in his office because that's why I don't have my cute back.
We both have traded our backgrounds for our husbands' offices.
I know. I need to figure out the Wi-Fi issue in my cookie room. But anyways, so yeah, we just played and had fun. And her teacher gave her, what is it called? It's jitter sparkles or something, jitter glitter. Oh, and so
wow.
I guess it's supposed to like take the anxiousness away before your first day of school. They said to put it in her hair. I just sprinkled it around a bit.
I want to make.
What's that?
I want to make glitter cookies because we all know I love myself some glitter that says like that jitter glitter for first day. That's what I'm gonna do for first day school cookies.
I know. So yeah, Mike is awesome on nights that I cook here, do the cookie chat. He helps get them to bed so that I can like focus and all that. So they're in bed and Mike is watching from our
Hello,
bed.
Mike.
Hi, sweetie. I'm like, did you learn anything from our stories this week? He's like, no, I see you do it. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Oh my goodness. He's like, I live it. I don't need to watch it.
I know. He's like, I'm in it. I'm here. So.
That'll probably be Tommy next week. Don't worry. But yeah. All right. So we are going to jump in on this, and we're just going to give you a quick little agenda of the night so you guys know what to expect, what's coming your way. Just a reminder, if you're new here, you don't join us for lives all the time. Instagram likes to sometimes cut us off at an hour. Last week it let us go. I think they like made a glitch in the matrix or something. So this week it'll probably kick us off at an hour. We just started another one. We call that our commercial break. So join us for a little commercial break and then hop back on and we will continue talking because that's what we do.
Yep.
But our background of this week, we are going to go over a little bit of background on Miss Melissa. Since we've been watching her in stories, we need to know who she is. Keep diving in on the balancing of the household, the family chores, the time, the part-time business, all of that good jazz. We are going to touch back to the actual workflow. I know we've been visually seeing it, but now we can really dive deep and ask those questions that we're all like, wait, how does that work? Because I have some. And then how the social media side, because I mean that's such a driven part of our lives here in the baking world. But let's go ahead and dive in on it. Melissa, your background, we're gonna start with that.
Yes. Okay, so touched on this before, I'll go through it quickly, but if you guys have questions, just let me know. So I was born and raised in Plano, which is a suburb outside of Dallas. So always been here. I grew up, I started dance at 2. My parents just really wanted us to have some rhythm. So important. They started us in dance, but I actually have sang since I was really, really little. Started in church choir and all of that. So I always kind of had a musical and just kind of that world of theatrics background. So started dance and loved that. We did piano and then I started getting into more of the choir and music side of things. And then that led into theater. And I fell in love with theater. And in high school, I had to make the choice. Are you going to go for music? Or are you going to go for theater? Are you going to do musical theater? So I actually ended up deciding I wanted to do acting. So I had to audition for schools and all of that. And I ended up going to SMU in Dallas to their acting program. It's a great program. It is conservatory style. So they have an acting track and then they have like a directing and project management and all of the, like that, or stage management and all of that sort of side. So I did the acting track side. About halfway through my junior year, the closer it got to graduation, I was like, I just started seeing more friends graduating and going on and doing all of it. And it's one of those things where you've got to have a really thick skin, and you have to be insanely passionate about it in order to not get eaten up and thrown out and spit out. It can be similar. You hear, I mean, okay, I don't mean to say it's similar to medical degree, but what I'm saying is that's 8 years of schooling plus your residency and everything like that. And I've heard people say, like, you have to be so passionate about that to pursue that and love it so much. And I just started realizing, like, the risk wasn't worth what I was looking at the reward being. And
you're like, I just want it to click. Just be this.
I was like, I just want a job.
Yeah.
So I switched majors to advertising. I took a couple of classes, and I was like, oh, okay, well, this is still kind of in the creative realm.
Right.
So I ended up doing that. I loved it. It brought some of the business side of things that I was also kind of missing with the theater world. And I still did theater on the side at school while I was doing that. So that's kind of where I ended out. I graduated college in 2009. Great time to be graduating.
It's okay. I was graduating high school right there, so
yeah.
I know.
So I took a job in sales for a hot minute. My dad was in sales. I was like, yeah, sure. How hard could it be? I hated it. I am not a pushy person. I'm not like a phone dialer person. Nope, I didn't like it. So I actually found a job in advertising, and that's where I was. That was my career. I was on the client services side. I was a director of client services. Had to do it all over again. I probably would have gone creative route with advertising, graphic design, and stuff like that in college. But at that point, I changed majors so late. I was just like, I'll just do what I can to get done. So,
I remember that.
Yeah. Which now looking back, I'm like, why?
Right.
Why?
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
No. But I was a worker. I mean, I worked all through college. I was ready to get to work. So yeah, that was my career, and that's what I did. That's what I was doing when I met Mike, and when I was pregnant, I was a director of client services at a small digital agency and helping grow that agency. And we had signed up for daycare. We were like committed, like, I'm going to keep working. The agency was pretty flexible with all of that. And then I remember I was still pregnant, and we went back and toured the daycare again. And both of us just had like a freak out. And we were like, I don't know. We both grew up with stay-at-home moms.
Yeah.
And so we weren't super familiar with that, with the daycare atmosphere and everything. And we had a freak out moment and withdrew from the daycare. But we were still thinking, like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, we'll figure it out. We'll like figure out a nanny situation or whatever. So we had childcare all planned, and we were like, okay, well, I'm committed. We'll like figure out a nanny share situation or something like that. I went back for like a week.
You're like,
and I was
no.
like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. It just doesn't feel right. So I was lucky enough, and we are fairly frugal anyways. So we were good at like figuring out how to get through those years of me like working at home and or like, you know, being at home and everything. Yeah. So that's where I ended out. But I have a creative background and taking care of babies all day.
You're like, I need something.
Yes, and I dabbled in all kinds of things, and Mike was so sweet and so supportive with everything. And I started dabbling in cookies when our oldest was going to preschool, and I made cookies for her preschool teacher. And some friends just saw, and they're like, are you starting to do this? Like, will you do it for me and stuff? So I did it for like maybe a month, and I finally like let it settle in before I really decided in my own mind and to talk to Mike about, okay, I think this is going to be the thing. Yeah. I think this is actually going to be it. And he was wonderful, supportive. He's like, okay, let's do it. Let's go get you a bank account. What do you need? Let's go.
Business-minded Mike.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. He's like, what are your numbers? What are your numbers?
You're like, it's, I don't know, 375 on the oven. That's my number. First off, my birthday request when it rolls around is I want you to sing for us happy birthday. We're going to call you out on that. And I know you worked at Starbucks and you know I'm coffee obsessed. So, like, I need a Melissa coffee and a happy birthday song because.
You got it, girl. Mike he will not order for me at Starbucks. Like, we'll go up to the drive-thru and he'll order his and he's like,
wait, what's your Starbucks order? This is about you.
Oh,
it's
super
Starbucks?
Easy. I mean,
what is it?
These days it's super easy, but it's about like the way that you say it. There's a method in the language of how you say it.
Ooh.
So if you look at the Starbucks cup and you know like all the little labels, that's the order in which you're supposed to say things.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Like, you don't say like, I want a latte that's iced and put some hazelnut in it. No, it's iced grande hazelnut latte.
Ooh.
So he won't do it for me. He's like, no. You just say it.
Yes. So funny. All right. So those are my requests.
Okay.
All right.
I'll send you a voice note of me singing.
Yes. All right. So, but you have, like you said, you had an artistic background. So was there like, besides your performing arts and stuff, was there any like artistic things in your background that led you to like your pull towards cookies or anything?
Yeah, you know, we talk about this with my family because I do cookies for like my parents' friends and stuff like that, or for my friends, and they're like, "Oh, where'd that come from?" My mom's like, "Well, we do have artists in the family. I mean, her grandmother was a phenomenal painter.
Oh, wow!
And then my dad's mom." Also, an amazing painter and just hobbyist. I mean, she quilts. We have so many quilts from her. And cross stitch. I used to cross stitch a bunch, and that's how I got into it because she cross stitched a ton. But she's a phenomenal artist too. And then my dad's sister, my aunt, she's an amazing artist too. She does the wood burning stuff. I mean, she does the coolest stuff. But I just never explored it. I think because I was so busy with other things. Granted, I rely heavily on my projector.
That's like our secret.
I think if I invested in doing it, I can tell like my painting skills are getting, better with practice and all that. So it's in the lineage somewhere, but it wasn't like I was not in art classes or anything.
Got it. Okay. So you didn't like go to school too. I feel like that's a question you get asked a lot as a cookier is,
you do.
Were you an artist? Which there are some that are like, yeah, I just changed my median over.
Oh yeah, there's a ton.
Yeah. I also crochet. Well, I don't anymore. I have time because of cookies. You
guys,
see, you just substituted out.
Exactly. Oh, I used to cross stitch on flights, and Mike is like, I don't know her.
Mike, you have to claim her.
He's like, can't you just read or something? I'm like,
be normal. Just kidding.
No.
I would love that. That'd be such a conversation starter with somebody. But like I talk to everybody, so let's be real. But all right, so throughout this week though, we have seen so much of your balancing of housework and everything, and this is I think a really big area that people are interested in. Let's go through
Mike
this.
Claimed me, so he said she
is mine. Good. There you go. All right. But yeah, so I feel like this is really a spot when I was going through the questions and kind of popping into the messages that you're handling and stuff. I feel like this was a lot of push for more information. So give us the more information. Well, how are you doing this?
You know why there's a push for more information? Because we're all struggling.
Right.
It's the struggle bus, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I want to say, and Chelsea and I were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
It has not always been this way. I have had plenty of breakdowns, plenty moments of guilt, and I still do. And it can still be just so difficult, and it can still be overwhelming. And just because I do it one way, just because you guys see Chelsea doing it one way, these are not the books for you.
Right.
These are tools for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just remember that. Also, I think one of my biggest things and something that I have to remind myself about a lot is as a part-time baker, and I know a lot of the part-time bakers are like this. So not all. But for me, I started this because I wanted a creative outlet. I wanted to feel, even in the tiniest way, that I was monetarily contributing something to the household. That's just, I've worked since I was 15. Even if it's like a fraction of what actually comes into the household, for me, it was a pride thing.
Yeah.
And also just to have that creative outlet and to like do something for myself outside of, watching the babies and taking care of the household. So, and it's the bonus money, right? Mm-hmm. And with that being said, you have to remember your why. That is the why. It's the creative outlet because of those things, right? But the why is different than your overall priorities. Mm-hmm. And that's the hardest thing to accept, especially when things are going so well. Because if you are like me, and I've been here so many times, things are going great. I'm getting all of these orders. I should keep taking them. That means I'm excelling. I'm doing great. But if you are part-time and you don't truly need all of those funds right now, mm-hmm. Don't force yourself. Because here's the thing. The business will be there. I can tell you guys this. I'm coming up on 3 years. I have turned away far more than I have taken. It is there and it will continue to grow. It will continue to grow. Your Instagram will continue to grow. Your book of work will continue to grow. The business will grow. Mm-hmm. But so does your family. And those moments are fleeting. So you just have to remind yourself, you don't have to blow it up huge right now if you are part-time. So if you are, thank you. I'm so glad that you're hearing this.
Yes!
I have literally talked about this for years on my social media. I have a whole highlight called, what is it called? The Balance. Mm-hmm. It's called The Balance on my highlight.
Perfect name.
Because I feel like for so many people, it's why they quit. Mm-hmm. And I keep telling moms who have part-time gigs, you don't have to quit. Just pull back a little bit for now.
Find that balance again.
Find the balance. Because, guys, they're going to be in school soon. But you'll have the school days.
Yes. And they go fast.
And then you'll be able to do it. So that's what I'll say. I'm off my soapbox now on that. So
Melissa's TED Talk has ended.
Okay.
All right. So with that being said,
when you have found some balance and you're ready to go.
Yes.
You saw this on my stories. I know Chelsea does a lot of these things too. Mm-hmm. Y'all, just make your bed. Just make the bed. It takes 30 seconds. I assure you, it's just going to make you feel better.
It does. It's a nice, refresh, and it's something so simple, but it's another thing off that checklist.
Yeah.
I did it. Yeah.
Yeah. Mike sent me, I think it was a TikTok or something the other day where it was, he was a Navy SEAL or something like that, and he was doing a talk, and he said, make your bed. He's like, because at the end of the day, if you did nothing else, you accomplished one thing.
Correct. You
accomplished something. And if you set in tone emotion of accomplishing something in the very beginning of the day, it'll set the tone for you to accomplish more in the day. So, yes. Always be doing laundry. I know you do this, Chelsea. So,
yes.
Always just be having laundry going. Just don't, the method of all of this, don't let stuff pile up, right? Because if it piles up, it clutters your mind. And then when you have to go do it, it takes so much longer to do versus just doing it every day.
Yes.
But I think
those dread days of I have to do 17 loads of laundry.
Right.
Don't get there.
Right. And watch, that's going to load up on a day that you have to package 100 cookies. It just will.
Yeah.
It just will.
It always does.
Versus if you just do it as you're going, then it's great. Same thing with the dishes. I run the dishes so much. Y'all, cake, cookies are not as messy from dishes standpoint as cakes.
I could not imagine.
Messy. So messy. So just stay on top of it. Just always be running the laundry and running your dishes. Always be tidying. I did this when I was even like working. If it was going to take me 2 to 5 minutes to do, it didn't go on my checklist. I just did it and got it out of the way. Versus it going on a checklist that then just adds up to like 100 things. So
unless you're me and who likes checking everything off a checklist, so I just write it down. Makes you feel accomplished. You're like, ooh, I made my bed. Check.
I know. It does.
Yes. We're all there, girl.
Do all those things. Because also the thing with tidying and all of that stuff too is then when you have the day, so for us, we deep clean on the weekend, then it's just focused on the deep clean. It's focused on the dusting and the toilets and that stuff versus like having to do everything, you know?
Yeah.
So it helps with that, I feel like. Okay, meal planning to do with household. Have a strategy to your meal planning. Don't plan an extravagant meal that you've never tried before on a night that you're supposed to do cookies, or like if you're a weekend cookier. Don't plan big extravagant meals on your weekend. And especially I found even more important than the night that you're doing cookies is the day after you're doing it. Because you're tired. You're tired that day. So at least have it be a leftover day. Coordinate that's okay, honey, that's going to be our pizza night or our takeout night or whatever. Or do a crock pot. I love a crock pot. I'll do the crock pot meal that day because it's still a homemade meal, but it's easy.
Oh, I can smell my Mississippi roast right now.
Ooh, I love Mississippi roast.
So good.
A stick of butter, yes. Please.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. But yeah, no, good. And I didn't think of that one about the day after because again, mine schedule's a little bit different than that. But man, girl,
you get to sleep, Chelsea. You get to sleep.
I get to sleep. I build that into my schedule. We'll go over that next week. I'm forced.
And it's a similar thing for me with workouts. I know workouts aren't everybody's thing, but again, for me, if you see me on the stories, and part of this is just my personality, guys, I don't sit still. If I sit still for too long, or if I don't have things going, I slip into a big rut where then like it's like, well, now I'm not going to move for like a week.
Yeah.
So,
I always say once I stop moving, I'm going to fall asleep.
Yeah. But one of the things, a few things that help me with that, eating healthy as much as we can. But the workouts, if I am tired, either go outside and get some vitamin D. I had to think. Go outside and get some vitamin D, or go on a quick walk or a quick jog. Get the energy, get the endorphins up. So I try and work that in especially on a day that I know I'm going to be up late doing cookies. I'll try and get a workout that morning, because that's when it works for me. So
and guys, workouts can be anything. Don't think it has to be our lifting weights. I know for some days, for me, right now, you're not going to see this, so I'll just tell you because it's hot in Arizona. We're still sitting at like 110, 114. But when it is nice, I walk the kids to school. Yeah. As a work. So then that way, if I don't get to like a legitimate like workout, at least I moved something. For sure. Find little ways in there. If it's walking your dog or walk the perimeter of your backyard. I used to do that when I worked corporate. I'm sitting at my desk all day. So at lunch, when I would call my husband or call my mom, I would just walk around in circles in the building because you just lose track that you're walking and talking. So yeah, just little things. So
I love that. I love that idea. Or like take the stairs versus the elevator.
Yep.
Like everything. My mom used to park at the back of the parking lot because she's like, it's more steps.
Yes. My mom always says, I need the workout.
Exactly. All of those little things add up. So hopefully that's not like duh. Hopefully it's helpful for you guys.
Give something. You are blessed. We have somebody said I'm blessed. I have 2 girls that are 11 and 12, so they can help me with my 4-year-olds. That is always the best. All right, so we touched on just the little things, but how do you balance family time? Because I know that was something coming through that people are saying just like this, which is a perfect lead in that some of us don't have amazing 11 and 12-year-olds. We wish. But how do you balance that with your cookie orders? Obviously, now we have the cookie chat. We have all of these fun things. So what is your like mechanism? How do you work through that?
Yeah. So there's a few things. I think definitely if you have a partner at home, a husband, a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, y'all communicate with them.
It's like number one.
No, I know. Like, just don't take for granted that, like, oh, I have fun doing this, but realize that also that's time away from them. And everybody's love languages are different.
I was
right?
just gonna say that, especially if your love language is time.
Yeah, everybody's love languages are different. Can you see? All right, am I still good?
Yeah, you're still here. We're not losing
you. So yeah, communicate with your partner about. I always try and be respectful of, and I have not always been best at this, but leading up to, and Mike kind of knows now. If it's going to be a holiday week, I'm like, okay, babe, it's going to be a 2-night week this week. It's going to be a busy week. Or if it's a lighter week, then I'm like, okay, I need 1 night. My goal, once the girls are in school, our youngest is going to have pre-K for 3 days a week, is that I don't even have to do nights.
Your life will change.
So yeah, definitely communicate with your partner and be on top of too. I always try if it's a holiday week, and then there's like I try and plan a date night for like that next week, because just finding times to have that time with your partner, and designated family time. So Chelsea knows this about me. I'm like, weekends are sacred.
Yes.
I'm not going to go live on the weekend. I'm not going to do interviews on the weekend. Weekends are sacred time. Sometimes if the girls are napping, I'll try and get some dough done. If Mike has to do like a call or something like that, if there's a game that he wants to watch, like sometimes we do our own thing on the weekends, but it is family time. The other thing that I have done from day one, even before I had the business, and everybody has different opinions on this, but for me, I run all of my errands with the girls. I do not wait for them to be in school. When they are in school or when they are napping, I remember when the girls were young and I had a friend who said, yeah, I mean, I just don't have any downtime. I'm like, well, what about when they're napping? She's like, well, but then that's when I clean. And I'm like, girl, I clean when those girls are awake.
Yes. Yep.
Their nap time is my time. That's my time to work. That's my time to recharge. And I just think it adds values, right? They don't magically just think that the house is always clean. Right. They don't magically think that the fridge is always full or that magically meals get made. I really like for them to see us working out. They actually work out with us now. And so I've just always been big on any free time is my personal time. And so therefore I make any errand time or chore time bonding time.
Right. No, I agree with that. When I get ready in the morning, all of it. I do the same thing. I take my kids shopping. Mine are a little bit older now. So sometimes one will be like, can I stay home? And Dad and I do this. So sometimes it'll be like,
we do the same thing. We divide and conquer.
Yes. I'm like, we each kind of take one and do some errands with them, but they're with us. Yes. Mine have always been with me for that. Yeah.
The other big thing, and I remember talking about this on my social media, and a lot of people was like, oh, when they were a lot younger, and when kids are younger, they're needier, right? And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's wonderful, but it makes you feel guilty. If like I need to fold laundry or I need to get dinner made and they're just like wanting for you all the time. And it makes you feel guilty to not stop what you're doing and play with them. And I remember I was listening to a podcast or something like that with a child psychologist. And they said, if your child has 2 undivided blocks of say 20 to 30 minutes in a day, they will have felt loved and they will have felt seen and they will have felt appreciation from you. And that, guys, lifted so much guilt for me. And from the day that I heard that, I started setting timers. I set timers on myself because I would get involved with doing a chore or something like that, and it would just be almost like a guilty annoyance of like, So I would set timers, and I would sit down and I would play with them, and they would know, okay, when the timer goes off, mommy has to do a chore. You can come with her to go do the chore, and I will set a timer. And after that timer goes off, then we can be done doing chores and we can then play again. And I would just cycle through these timers with them. And it was such, and whenever I was playing with them, that would be time that my phone would be away. I mean, I could hear the timer, but that would be undivided time for them. Now they're a bit older and they play well together and they can go outside and play together and they don't need me as much. But our oldest is going to school tomorrow and the youngest has 2 weeks at home before preschool. So we will be on the timer again.
Yes, back at it. I live by my timer, and that little device, I don't want to say her name because I got one sitting behind me and all of a sudden, but those are amazing. I have them around. I just walk around. I'm like, do this. Remind me in 15 minutes to do that. Switch the, it's just always going.
Yes.
Yes.
Daniels, I see your note about bedtime. That's a special time for you guys. You spend time cuddling and doing. We do that too.
You have such a good bedtime routine.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things too, especially during the school year because we're just like gone so much. And we'll cuddle and we'll talk about their day and like. Yeah, and I've just really embraced that the older that they've gotten too.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. I love that. Do you have anything else to add on that section? I don't want to ask you my next question.
I think those are my big ones unless anybody has any questions.
Yeah, if you guys have questions, start throwing them on in here. We'll grab them as we can. But we want to dive into, I say we. So guys, you're on this side and we're just watching the stage. We would like to know how, like, your tips. We've seen you throughout the week. What is your general timeline of, like, your week look like? How do you structure that? What are great tips? What are things that you have found 3 years into this that are kind of just, you're like, this is how it's going to be. This is how I do it.
Yeah. Okay, and just kind of like some of the other things that we've talked about.
Yeah.
Flows change as your household changes, right?
100%.
So literally this week my flow will change because one's in school. When both of them are in school, the flow will change again, right? So
it's always I feel like with kids and running a business, you always have to be willing to change. If change scares you, hold on tight,
right?
Because like you said, those, or then a holiday week comes and you're like, that's totally different, and then Christmas break comes and it's always changing. So I agree with that.
Totally. And guys, just so you know, next week we're going to be talking more when Chelsea goes through hers. We will go through a bunch of like tips. She's so good on like planning ahead and things you can do to get ahead of your schedule, especially when you have downtime. So I will touch on a couple that I have found regardless of my flow that I do. I always am ahead on my dough. Dough freezes great. I also try and be ahead on my cake layers. So I have this weird ratio where my cake layers take, not completely, but they take a few egg whites as well as some whole eggs, and my dough takes more yolk than full egg.
Oh, okay.
So I'm able to split ingredients between those two, so it lines up nicely to where if I'm making a bunch of dough, okay, I've got these egg whites, okay, where am I ahead, or what are my next cakes coming up? And so I will kind of like largely batch them.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, so that I'm not wasting ingredients and I can be ahead. So I will almost always try and have cake layers for the next week and the dough for the next week made at least by the weekend, because I like a full night of freezing on my dough. I roll my dough into sheets between saran. You roll yours into sheets?
I don't freeze my dough
as you go, don't you?
I batch make all my dough, and then straight from making it, I bake it right there. My recipes are no freeze, no refrigerate.
Yes.
I don't think I could freeze it, truthfully, because of how many batches I do.
Oh, yeah.
That would,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I should try it. Maybe I'll try it this weekend. I'll let you know. I'll try the Melissa special.
I do highly suggest the Bosch mixer.
Yeah,
do you use
okay, Veronica was posting that about this week. Like, which one do you like better? Yeah, I haven't tried that one. I have 3 KitchenAids.
I mean, you know. Okay, so I do always roll the dough and freeze it in saran. I also freeze Swiss meringue buttercream. Swiss meringue buttercream is a labor of love. If you've never made it, it takes a long time. Mm-hmm. It's very loud because you have to whip it like on high for forever. So yeah, it's a labor of love. So I will try and make those ahead of time. And I store those in the freezer and then thaw and re-whip before I make my cake. So those are definitely things that I do ahead of time. I'm looking
smart. I might try that one this weekend.
Yes, I'm looking at my notes. What else do
I see a lot of people saying they're Bosch. They love them as well.
They're so great.
Yeah,
they're so great. I do a triple batch. I don't think I could do a quadruple batch for my personal thing. I have seen people do it though. You must have a second freezer. Yes, we do have a deep freezer, and actually we're getting a fridge to go in the laundry or the garage.
Yeah.
Garage fridge.
Yeah.
Which is a great idea to do anyways, because that's where I'm going to be storing all my ingredients and all of that stuff. So those are helpful to have. You can get them fairly cheap on eBay and stuff like that. But yeah. So I do that. And then also design process. Mm-hmm. I really like to marinate designs.
Again, you guys remember she has that vision in her head that she has to see it on paper?
To do it on the cookie.
Yes. Or cookie, not the paper, yes.
Yeah. So when I'm initially sending the order forms, I will source photos, paintings I love to work mm-hmm. off of, invitations I love to work off of. So I'll source those. I'll have a high level thought, enough in my head where I can get pricing together. And I will shoot that. But then I've learned for me, if I look at my entire thing of designs, I get overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. If I look at everything, it is very overwhelming. It gives me anxiety. So I really try and go week by week. Now, if I see a Fiesta set come through and I'm like, oh yeah, I have a Fiesta set at some point. I don't know what week it is. Right. I'm like, oh yeah, at some point I have a Fiesta set. So I'll save something or save the idea, or I'll just lock it into my head. So for instance, right now, I'm almost done with my cookies. I will finish those up tomorrow. I'm at this point, now that I've secured the designs for this week, I know exactly, I just need to execute. Now it frees up my brain to start looking at next week's orders. Yes. And really start to think about them in my head. Mm-hmm. And then I will, if I have time on that Friday or sometime that weekend, I'll start kind of sketching stuff out. But for sure, I want those designs pretty well sketched out by the day of when I'm doing the cookie night. Yes. Because then the day of a cookie night, my goal, if you have littles at home, you've got lunchtime, you've got nap time, or quiet time, or you get up early that morning, girl. You want to be done baking your cookies before that night starts or before that baking day starts. If you're doing a weekend, if you're a weekend baker, get the stuff baked that week. Mm-hmm. And yes, you do need to test your recipe. Mine stay very soft with the lids and everything. I don't worry about this. Also, when you heat seal, it almost re-moisturizes your cookie. Any moisture that's left in there, it just kind of circulates in the bag, which is why you want to make sure the icing is dry, because it can mess up your icing if it's not dry.
Good old color bleed.
Yeah, if the icing is totally dry, when you heat seal it, it re-moisturizes. Somebody asked me at what point do you heat seal? I'm like, as soon as you've taken the picture and those cookies are done. Yes. So, yeah. So those, I think, and then Mike generally puts the girls down on my cookie nights, which is super helpful. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I will try and work through my most challenging set first, because I find that one, I'm tired by the end. I do this with pre-sales or holidays too. I will get the really involved stuff out of the way because you're tired by the end of those weeks, and just pumping out the smaller, easier ones that goes way quicker. But the more involved ones, if I have the design for sure down, I try and get those done because it just relieves some stress.
Yes, it does.
You know, kind of.
I did that today.
Yeah. I used that. Is that the one you sent me the picture of? You're so pretty.
Yeah, it just was, it wasn't my hardest one, but it was something that was in my mind that I'm like, okay, I want to try this. I'm not sure how long it's going to take. So I might as well just knock that out first. So then the rest of them I can.
Well, and also it's helpful too, because if you do something that doesn't work out, you still have time to like rebake something or retry something.
My worst nightmare.
And I don't, do you still bake extra cookies?
I do. I do it in a different sense because I travel. So I have 2 pickup locations. So I get paranoid that when I give the box to somebody and that they put it in their car and break one, I'll always just throw in like an extra or 2 in there just in case. So that's always my backup. But yeah, I do make extra. I make 2 per set extra.
I used to make extra ones because I was just always nervous. I've now gotten to the point, and I've thought about doing this as a series of like how to fix messed up problems. I'm at the point
oh my gosh,
like,
yes.
I'm at the point where I'm like, there's always a way to solve it.
There is.
There's a way to solve cratering. There are design tricks to be able to solve almost any problem.
Right. Except for spelling someone's name wrong.
So, there are ways to fix it. I've done it. There are ways to fix it. So you guys should start sending me.
Send Melissa your errors and she'll fix
and
them.
Be like, how do I fix this?
Mike's like, no, not another series. No more work.
But I also keep a box of what I call misfit cookies. So it's either old samples or ones I didn't do. It's always nice to have just some white iced random cookies set to the side.
That's smart.
For me, especially with painting, if I have an idea in my head, so like the compost journal or the, what's it called? Compact journal?
We know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. That was an extra cookie from Easter that I was like, I'm going to try this so that I don't mess up like my actual set. Right. I don't like how it works. So that's what I kind of do. Okay. So then working through, if I don't get everything done in that first night, I will have an idea of how long the next things are going to take me. So either I'm going to cover that in the mornings or during lunch or quiet time. Yeah. And you just muster through and you get it done. But you have to, guys, work in time for pictures. Yes. Please work in time for pictures. If you know when your lighting is best, or if you know the tricks that even if your lighting's not good, to make your pictures look decent, please work it in. Right. Work it in. Just don't forget, because it's so important. That's how you book more business, is you have to show your book of work, right? Correct. So work that into your timeline.
And once you get it down, it goes so fast. Once you know your time of lighting, you know your setup. Yeah. You're like, snap and go.
Yeah. That's why I changed to doing it on the baking sheets, because I felt like that was just faster for me versus like doing all the styling or trying to get it right. And I felt like things were too washed out. So yeah, I saw people doing that. I'm like, oh, that makes it easy. Just every
You're like, just keep it on there. Yeah. Move it over. I love these. So people are saying that they do bake extra cookies. Yeah, and keeping them all. You guys seem
the practice box is great. Sweet Caroline, send me your yacht cookies. I'll take a look at them.
Melissa's got it.
We'll look at that.
So on your stories and stuff like that, what I know we're seeing this week, your cake and cookies and stuff like that. Is that your typical, like with the girls' home? Is that how many you take per week? What does that kind of look like? Is there a difference between in school, out of school?
There's definitely a difference between in school and out of school. This honestly, the workload that I'm doing right now was probably kind of what a workload would have been for me, either doing 2 cookie nights or doing like when our youngest was at preschool 2 days a week. it's still manageable because I've just like gotten like faster and I
Right.
know how to design, get those things in. Um, but no, when and again, life changes, right? So I've only had 2 days a week in preschool for the past like 2 years to work with. And now we're going to 3 consecutive days of preschool. So I'm not going to overbook myself. I've been telling people I'm going to try and do an online class for how long now?
You're like, I will do this now.
I have the idea. I have what I want. So I've tried to not overbook myself for September. And I really I'm trying to not overbook myself. So, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of generally, and it's so hard to answer how much should you take because everybody's style is just so different. And I texted Chelsea the other day. I was like, it took me 3 hours to do 3 cookies just now.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Again, the time difference between Melissa and I was like, girl, you were up so late. What are you doing? She's like, I just had an idea. I had to do this. So, I mean, I love it. They turned out so cute, though.
Yeah.
With that being said, so I know we're talking about photography and everything like that. Obviously, photography is going to bleed into social media. We all are here on social right now. What are your social media tips? How do you kind of manage that and work that into your schedule? Because, girl, you bust out those reels and tutorials and everything. Like, give it to me because I don't.
So it's a necessary evil, right?
Yes. It is.
So it is a necessary thing. Here's what I would say that I generally have found. Try and always keep at least one story going in a 24-hour period.
You're so good at that.
Because if and it can be anything. Share some cookies from somebody else that you like. You know, it can be anything. Because if you're talking from specifically your customer base, when it comes to pre-sale or your custom orders are open or something like that, what I've heard is the thing, and why I've always gone by this rule is that if you go dark in 24 hours, you know the little ticker at the top of the stories, you fall off the front part of that ticker to whoever it is who generally watches your stories. So if you continuously keep something going for 24 hours, then you will like continue to show up there because they're clicking on it, they're seeing your stories. So then when you have your pre-sales and stuff like that, then they're seeing it. Because I've had plenty of customers who miss the email, but they're like, oh, I saw your stories. Do you have anything left?
Right.
All the time. So that's what I would say with stories. The other thing is with posting content.
Yes.
At the beginning, try and do 2 to 3 a week. And guys, you can do that so easily with just one set. Just one set can last you the whole week because you do one close-up cookie, you do a 2 close-up cookie, and then you do the whole set.
Yes.
That's 3 posts. Or better yet, do a close-up cookie, do a reel. I've got some tutorials. Go check them out. I do a reel and then do your whole set. The other thing, like I wasn't taking orders. I was trying to take some time off this summer. So I just wasn't doing the amount that I normally do. I was hoarding content. I was taking pictures of everything in the spring, but I was being very strategic about not posting it all right away. Because I knew that I would need to funnel some of that content in throughout the summer when I wasn't doing anything. And guys, recycle content. It's okay. You can do that. No, there's no reason you can't. So those are my tips for like things to post. Then as far as when, again, gone through these battles thousands of times, still trying to figure it out. If you saw on my stories the past few weeks, especially with the cookie chat, guys, Chelsea and I are now running 2 social media.
Oh my gosh.
It's a lot, but we love it and we believe in it. So we switch off every week. That's kind of our balance to that. So on weeks I'm running cookie chat too, I might be a little bit more quiet on my personal. And then when I'm off cookie chat, then that's when I'll really try and make some reels or get more stuff logged for my personal one. But right now, I try, unless it's a cookie night or unless it is a cookie chat night, at dinner time, I turn my phone off, and I turn it off altogether. I don't do texts. I try not to do anything. I figure if it's something important, my family or people who are close to me have Mike's number, they can call him. You know, like so. I really try and turn it off. And
she is
focus that on family.
really good at this, guys. Because the only times I'm like, hey, Melissa.
And I should give you Mike's number just in case there's an
emergency. Mike, I will not call you. Don't worry. But no, she is so good at it. So Melissa and I communicate a lot through voice memos. If you haven't seen our posts, it's kind of how we survive in this. But yeah, I'm like, I'm just gonna talk to myself. Like 7.
I had to tell you because I'm like, I don't want you to think I'm annoying you.
Well, I was like, is she okay? Should I be concerned?
Hey, girl, this is the new game plan.
Yes. We have to communicate like we're in a relationship as you do your spouse. So we add a whole nother layer of communication on. Yeah.
I know. We're coworkers. So.
We are. Yeah. Nope.
Okay, but what I used to do, and I suggest this to anybody who's saying I'm spending way too much time on social media, it's just burn, but it's necessary for my business, right?
Right.
Timers, guys, timers. Find 3 times in the day, spend 15 minutes. Set your timer, right? Look at it first thing in the morning, look at it at lunch for 15 minutes, look at it sometime in the afternoon or evening. 15 minutes, set your timer. When the timer goes off, you're done. Here's what I would say during those 15 minutes. Post something, post to your stories, or post on your grid. Here would be the next most important things. Respond to your comments on your posts. Then respond to your DMs. Actually, I tend to respond to my DMs first. And then respond to your comments. Look at your feed, respond to people that you are seeing on your feed. Love some people's stuff, save some people's stuff. If you have some sets coming up, search your hashtags, find some inspiration, do what you need to do there. Then look at explore. Find some new people, guys. Spend some time investing in that. Look at some reels, save some audio. That's what you should be doing during those 15 minutes. Don't just aimlessly scroll. It takes strategy when you are looking. You have to be efficient if you're doing it for your business. And you don't want it to overwhelm your life. You have to have strategy with that, just like you do with anything else. Otherwise, it's going to be pointless, wasted time on social media. So.
Oh, yeah. And we can all go down that hole. I avoided TikTok. I finally got TikTok to claim my handle.
Yeah.
And people still send them. I'm like, I don't scroll TikTok because I've heard how, like, addicting it is. So I was like, oh, no, I don't need anything.
That's my thing. I'm like, I know I should from a business perspective, but I don't have time to add that right now.
No.
Here's my other thing too. I'm like, if you're worried about follower count, if you're worried about likes that you're getting, are you getting orders? Are your books full? Remember, that's what matters most. Put the content out there because that is your book of business and people will see it. Make sure you're using your local hashtags. I'm in Dallas, so Dallas moms. And yeah, I'm speaking with authority. That is correct. Oh, that must mean that your sick kiddos are letting you join us. Oh, shoot. Is it about to kick us off? We need to draw the winner.
Oh, it hasn't given me a timer, so let's...
Okay, we'll keep going.
We're going to go with this.
Yeah.
I'm like nervously staring at it now. I'm that real that's like anxiety, like, hey, aren't you worried? It's like, no, why? Yeah, that's me right now then. Now that you mentioned it.
Exactly.
Guys, if it kicks us off, I'll give you the warning if I get a warning, so let's cross our fingers we don't. Okay. But anyways, if it does, we will pop right back on and we're gonna draw our winner.
Yeah, we are. Okay, and so those are my kind of tips with social media stuff. And then the other thing that people were asking too is when do you handle like the managerial stuff, like your order forms and things like that. So it takes time to get to this point, but I, for myself, found that the easiest thing was to only open my custom ordering books, my books, up to like 6 to 8 weeks in advance. Because it just helped me not overbook myself. I wanted to know what the schedules were for our household before I do any of that stuff, right? And I am very blessed. It is almost 3 years now. I have wonderful customer base, and I have in the hundreds now on my email list, right?
Amazing.
So, but it now when I open it, it books within like, 3 to 6 days, right? Those the time. I also don't take like a crap ton of orders. So it books quickly. So I'm able to say, okay, so that week that I open my booking period, I'm going to slot time to either like that weekend or during nap times or whatever that week. That's when I'm going to focus on orders, like ordering form, because it is time consuming. You always think like, oh, I'll bust this out, but no, order forms are time consuming.
When you fill or your week fills or however you're managing it, do you take your order form down so you don't have a constant order form up? You do. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So I will post a note saying like, I am booked for this period. Please join the email list for future dates and for holidays. And maybe I'll list like what my expected holiday offerings will be. So I do that. I also put an automatic email response, because if you don't, you will take more than you should.
Yes. So, that's a good one though. Thinking of taking that down. Awesome. Yeah.
But so also say that, because at the beginning I wasn't booking like that fast, so you do get these order requests coming in randomly, and it takes up time. So I would say too, block off, 10 minutes during lunch. Like don't watch the Housewives at lunch that day,
Yes.
Like do your order forms or just have Housewives on in the background. Like,
there you go.
That's what I do.
I'm a headphone queen. I always have one headphone in.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So,
forgetting someone's, don't worry. That is all of ours.
That's everybody's fear, is forgetting an order.
Oh my gosh. So,
yeah.
I've only done it twice.
Yeah.
I changed mine to have a drop down with only my available dates because I will try and say yes.
Oh, I like that.
I have my schedule posted above my order form on my website. And so then I update it as I book, and I'll put booked or limited or extremely limited order, so people know like they're supposed to read it, but don't feel bad if you guys were like, I still get it. Not everybody reads them. So yeah, trying to keep it.
Guys, people don't read anything.
No.
Nobody reads anything. Okay. So those are my things. So Chelsea, I'm gonna get this random picker.
Yes. I'm sorry, guys.
You guys did amazing with your sharing. We had like over 30 people.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I keep moving. My legs are cramping. They're like jello from my ride.
Oopsies.
So
living that Peloton life.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I will say, guys, the shout out for Peloton. Yes, it can be an expense, but it saves you so much time. Because think about the time you would spend driving to wherever the gym or wherever you're going.
Right.
And then doing the workout and then having to drive home and changing the clothes. No, I throw a sports bra on. I don't even have to get fully dressed. I throw a sports bra and some shorts on and can do like a 20-minute ride and burn 200 calories.
And you don't have to have I don't have the actual Peloton bike, but you can still do the app. So
yeah,
just know that.
Okay.
Yes.
So
we're going to do the random picker, you guys. This is going to be for Krista's wonderful shop.
Win.
Yes.
To demand a cookie. It's spinning. That's an annoying sound. Do you guys hear that sound? Where's it?
So it's like do.
Cookies and Street.
Yes.
Are you here? Are you here? Shout out. Shout out to us. We said that they had to be present. Are we going to stick with that?
Did it say they have to be present?
I'm trying to remember if I put that anywhere. I said it in my head.
Guys, you say a lot of things in our head.
I also said we were going to pick it like 20 minutes in. So, okay. Well, we will let Cookies and Street know tomorrow. And if she doesn't pick, we'll pick some, or if she doesn't like show up.
Yes.
We'll pick somebody else.
You guys are amazing on that. All right. So I know I've been asking a lot of questions on this, but do you guys have any specific questions? And guys, we're past the hour mark and it hasn't kicked us off. Maybe Instagram finally got its like
we've made it
us together, because I'm sure there's littles watching. But thank you, Instagram. We appreciate you. But do you guys have any questions for Melissa about part-time workflow or anything in that sense, because we are here for you guys. How can we give back? What can we answer? We don't have all the answers, but I mean, we've pretty much been in every scenario at this point between the two of us. But yeah, so put them in, or you guys can do the little question box, or if you want to join us live, let us know, and we'll take you. Yes, I always forget we can do that with it.
Now we can do it.
Yes, you did. Okay, we did say it. We say so many things.
I feel like if we said it, we should choose again.
Yeah, I was like, somebody pop off, read the post, come back in.
Okay. They didn't. We're going to spin again.
Spin again.
Spin it again. If Sweet Treat Envy wins, we did not fix it.
It's not rigged.
It's not rigged. Let's see who it is. Sweet Occasion. It's Sweet Occasion with us. Sweet Occasion cookies. Sweet Occasion cookies.
Come on down.
We see in our.
As I do that, I'm drinking my coffee.
Yes, Sweet Occasion. Marcy, you won. Marcy, comment below.
Send us a heart. Let us know you're here.
I pulled it up on the thing.
Yes, you're here.
Yay! You want a gift card to Domestic Cookies.
Yes. Now you get some cute little outfits.
Yay.
All right. How do I turn? And this was broken up into two. How do I turn my cookie brain off?
How do you turn your cookie brain off? Oh gosh, guys, I meant to talk about this. Thank you so much for asking. Yes. Okay, so I really try and set a time, not like an actual timer, but I try and tell myself like, okay, I'm only gonna go till X time tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So like if they have school the next day, I'll force myself to go later or something because I know that, okay, if I need to rest or don't have to be fully functioning, then I can do it. But so for instance, this week I said, okay, I'm not going to go later than, I think I said 12. It is warm in the office, honey, but I have a bright light on. It's really hot.
Lights and cameras are all on her.
Anyway, so I will try and set like a goal of what time to be done,
Mm-hmm.
and then don't look at social media. Okay, turn your phone off if you can. Like maybe 10 minutes before you're done, turn your phone off. Don't look that. Was it the blue light or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
It really affects stuff. Ooh, Mike is gonna make an appearance, guys.
Hey, Mike.
So
the rescue.
Yeah, turn your phone off. Do your nighttime routine. Try to not cook eat, my personal thing. Be in comfy clothes if you want, but don't be in your pajamas, right? Yeah. Separate your work from your sleep. Mm-hmm. So get in your pajamas, wash your face, and then stretch. Put on, I don't care how late it is. Because here's the thing. You'll go to bed and your brain will still be going, so you won't be able to sleep anyways. So I need a mic in my life.
We all need a mic.
Okay, so yeah, wash your face. Okay, turn some light music on, light a candle, something. Find a comfy place that is not your cookie room, and stretch. I have one stretch thing on here on my IGTV, but do a neck stretch, do shoulder stretches, do some back stretches. Just take some time to wind down, right? Yes. Wind down, and then go straight to bed. If you have a cream, I have one that I love. You can look at my page. But if you have a cream, put a cream on. If you know that there's certain areas that are sore for you, do that too. The other thing that can be helpful, bye, E. Daniels. Thank you for joining us.
Sleep tight.
The other thing that can be super helpful is if you make a list, then for whatever reason, putting that list on paper releases it from your brain.
Oh, so, wait till next week, guys. Just wait.
Oh, yeah. Chelsea's a list.
Oh, my gosh. I live by them.
And if you, so say you're like, okay, because a lot of times for me, when I can't sleep, it's because I'm thinking through the next steps that have to happen, right? So I'm thinking through all the next steps that have to happen on the cookies and the next design things that have to happen. So if you make a list of everything that needs to happen, it's released from your brain. You don't have to think about it, and then you can just release.
Yes.
What do you do? I guess you have time between when you're done cooking for the day and going to bed, right?
Sometimes. I'm getting better at it. Again, my whole life has kind of shifted here within the past like few months, as you know. So there has to be some of those, but like tonight, I have to cookie when we get off of this because I have a few orders, which I typically don't. So I will have to do that same thing, set a timer and stuff. But I am big on meditation. Like, I love meditation music. I love guided meditation. I love all of that. So that really helps me. And then you guys, I'll share it with you next week. But there is a bomb eye massager you can get on Amazon. And it is like a mask you put on. And it, like, the pressure. And it also has music that plays and warmth. So it like warms your eyes and it's like, girl, this is life changing. I feel like
amazing.
After holidays, like I have a neck massager that you can put on and an eye and a foot and a hand one. So I'm like, oh, everything at once. I'm just collecting them. Amazon should like pay me to be their reviewer of these things.
That's awesome.
So yes, this amazing eye massager that you put on. It's 15-minute cycle and it just, by the time you're done with it, your eyes, like, you don't want to open them. So it's so amazing.
Oh my gosh, I want to get that. I'm also a sucker for a weighted blanket.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It is heaven. I swear to you guys. And this, I'll have to share these with you. The hand massager, I'm not as thrilled with. It was a waste of money on this one. But the foot massager and eye massager. So yes, meditation music, eye massager. I am also a super early to bed person. So yeah.
We are. When it's not a cookie night, it's like, it's like, as soon as the girls, my parents are always like, are you in bed already? I'm like, look, don't judge me, lady.
My ideal bedtime, no joke, you guys, is 7:30.
What time do you get up then naturally?
Naturally, my
kids actually sleep. Mine don't.
Yeah, my kids do sleep. I naturally have an internal alarm clock at 4.
Oh.
So
therefore.
Yeah. All right, I have another question coming through here. Let's see.
Ooh, I like that idea. Messy bun design.
What does it say?
We need to make a cookie or treat yourself list for Christmas.
Oh my gosh, I will do this. If there's one thing
love that.
You all should learn about me is that I am online shopping queen. You'll hear next week. I don't fit into like the typical girly spectrum of like shopping. Keep me out of Target, all of that. Nope. I will online shop though like a boss. So Amazon, if there's something that someone's like, oh, I found this at this place, I'm like, I will find it online. Hold on. So yeah, no. All right. We did have our winner was requesting to go live. Do you still want to go live with us? If you do, I'll send it to you. I just didn't want to accept it and like throw you off if you weren't. So if you do want to go live with us, send another request over.
Like, hey, I'm here.
All right. So we have, as a part-time, how do you plan for holiday/pre-orders?
Yeah. So as far as quantity-wise, what I always kind of say, oh, she does want to go live. Okay, we'll answer this question then. You're going live.
Send us another request so I can accept it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, can you send another request, Sweet Occasion Cookies? Okay, so as far as quantity-wise for holiday and pre-sale, first off, do not take custom orders. If I know for sure, like week of Thanksgiving, not going to do custom orders, or like week before Thanksgiving, week of Halloween, no. Whenever I'm not actually taking any custom orders in December because I feel like you're constantly like making Christmas cookies.
Oh yeah.
But what I kind of say is whatever my max on customs is, I will do maybe like 25% more because it's the same designs over and over, right?
It goes faster.
You can bust them out more and more. And Chelsea and I already have pre-planned, I think, 2 episodes on getting ready for like
Guys,
what to do and how.
Pre-sale cannot be pre-sale, pre-order, pop-up. That could not just be one episode.
No,
that is
no.
So many.
But it's lots of crap.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be super helpful too to plan out, make an order form for yourself, and just bust out all of your samples in one
Mm-hmm.
week for like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Elf, Christmas. I do as I say, not as I do. I've never done that, but it sounds like it would be a great thing to do.
I have that on my agenda to do this year.
Yeah.
Let's see if it happens.
Exactly.
Guys, I will keep you posted. But yes, we will go way more in depth about holiday pre-orders, all of that, because I feel like we've kind of I don't want to say mastered that, but we have kind of done it all.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Let me see if we have a request. Yes, we're sending you the request, Marcy.
Our second one.
I know. Again, if anybody else wants to join, just do the send request. Hi, friend.
Hi.
We're so excited for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
I think I've won like one thing in my whole life. So this was pretty exciting.
Yay! Do you own anything already by Domestic Cookie?
No, and I've been following for a minute. It's just I get we talk about like analysis paralysis, right? Where we're like overwhelmed with super cute options, and so you're just like, I'll just walk away from this.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
But yeah, I'm so excited.
Yes. Her sweatshirts are amazing.
I know.
Yes.
Good sweatshirt.
Yes.
Where are you located?
I'm in Texas.
You
so
are?
I am
Where in
I'm
Texas?
Fulshire. So it's outside of Katy, which is a suburb of Houston. So
Oh,
I'm like
yeah. No, I know Katie. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't.
awesome.
So it's like West Houston, but like more west. So
Okay.
we joke we're halfway to San Antonio now.
Okay.
How
Yay,
funny.
That's
All right.
awesome.
Go ahead, Nick. Are you part-time or full-time?
Part-time. Stay
Do
at
you
home.
have any tips?
No, I do not. It's like such a needed talk for me. I'm like in the thick of back to school and all of that stuff. Like I'm baking stuff right now. But so this was a great chat to learn from, but I could not agree more that trying to like set a schedule and set boundaries is so important.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm definitely working through that still. But it's so hard. I have a 2.5-year-old boy, and it's hard so many times decision between like playing or like, okay, just wait for a second. So I've learned.
And I think the other thing that's so important too. So are you at home full time with him, and then you bake part time?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I realized just probably this past year, rather than saying mommy is just doing some cookies, I say mommy's working.
Yeah, that too.
It's I think it's an amazing thing, just like them seeing you doing chores and like doing all those things. I think it's amazing for them to know that mom is working too, you know?
Yeah. Like just because it's at home, maybe it looks different from the traditional like work idea. It matters.
And it's fun, right?
It is.
Girl, my kids ask me all the time. They're like, are you gonna get a job? I'm like, what do you think I do all day?
Yeah. Also nice that they can like that might speak to the point of you're able to balance it well most of the time enough to where they think like you're not overwhelmed with work and that you're present.
Oh yeah, and then some days they throw it back. They're like, you're always working. I'm like, I thought I didn't have a job. Which one are you?
Yeah.
And my son has just started like he's very vocal, so he'll like put things together. And there was a day recently where he was like, "Are you too busy, mommy?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, sweet boy." This is really helpful, and I just want to say thank you.
Well, of course. Thank you for jumping on with us. We love it. And if you could DM us your email, that would be great.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know how to hop on.
Okay, can I exit you out? I don't know if I can exit this. Hold on, let me see. Cancel. Can't. You got to exit out of the stream and pop back in. There you go.
Woohoo!
I think she found it.
Okay, it exited out that part. That's fine.
There we go.
We're good. Ah, yes.
All right. I think we had some questions. Texas. Ollie's Texas. Let's see. Are sugar cookies a way of life in Texas? Yes. Everybody. Texas, it's bigger in Texas. Same with cookies.
It is. And y'all, I know Houston. I did know Katie. There are so many. It'll show a thunderstorm or something, like literally within miles of us. And I'm like, I have no idea where that city is. I've never heard of that town. There's so many towns.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. 2.5-year-old. Do you both make cookies? Messina, you do. Yes, I make cookies too.
Yes. If I think it's one of my customers. Yes, she does.
Yes.
Okay, what are your thoughts on doing giveaways to get exposure on social media? Woo! It's such a hot topic for people. I personally have had, I haven't done huge giveaways necessarily. I have done partnerships to where there is like a certain blogger that I work with who she reached out to me. She has never asked for things for free, but I did one for free, and every single time I get a lot of exposure and customers, and I've gained a lot of customers from her. So I have just been always very loyal to her, and she is the sweetest person in the world. And we've become friends. So, but I've heard horror stories too. So yeah. I think it's just, you have to kind of like go with your gut on that. Have you done much of it, Chels?
I have done giveaways, but I do them a little bit differently. I do them in the sense that it's like one of my friends' businesses and I want to help support them, or it's something that I truly love. Like I've done a few podcasts and my girls over at Say Disney, hello lovelies. I've done some cookies for them. So I don't do it for the exposure. I just do it because one, I love their companies and finding something sweet. But no, I haven't done the big ones that you see, like the follow loops.
Yes, we did. So I did do with Murrah was on it. We did the egg hunt. It was like one of the first ones in like the cookie world that was like the loop. But ours was specific that you did not have to follow us. We were very specific that it was just like find the eggs or find the stuff.
Yeah, I remember. That's when I first started following you.
Yeah. Is that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
The other thing is I actually have done giveaways for like when I was first starting out and doing pre-sales, like for holiday stuff.
Oh yeah.
And what I learned from that, don't let it go on too long because people will hold off on buying because they're waiting to see if they won the giveaway.
I do those after, which I guess I didn't even think of that as a giveaway. So thank you. But I will you can't raffle off things.
Yeah.
Or like, if you don't know, here's just a piece of something so you don't get tangled into it. You cannot lottery, like send $5 to this Venmo and then it'll get you a ticket into the drawing. You can't do that.
Yeah.
It's online gambling. Don't get messed into that. But those ones I've done, but I do them after my sale ends. And that's where I'll say, hey, if you want to do this, then that way, like the pickup time's already designated everything. And then it's just extra and above. And if somebody who's already purchased wins, they can just gift it to somebody.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah. So
I don't do them now, but I would say if you are going to do it, either do it after, or if you are going to do it to like kick off your stuff, do it like a 24-hour period and then it's done. And then like, people have to order.
I will say too, now thinking about this, I don't even know what episode, probably being a pre-order, but I'll just give it to you guys now because it's on my mind. When I first started out on my holiday orders, I would give every order a raffle ticket. And then the next holiday, I would say, hold on to these and I'll draw a winner. And you can, or it would be right after the holiday pickup. You would either win like a free set the next holiday or a free set on your birthday.
Oh,
so then, yeah, so people would then ask, and again, it was just that communication flowing of, hey, I don't want to use it for my birthday, but can I use it for my husband's birthday? I'm like, I don't care, you won. So that's always a really good way too, if you want to get more like, hey, make sure you have your ticket. And they're pink. So it goes with my branding, so it's all fun.
Yes. Oh, I like that. That's a good idea.
Yes, but all right. Well, I wanted to ask you a few questions, and then you guys, if you guys have anything else, please send them over. We will be happy to answer. But I know we're getting towards the end of our stream, and we want to do our bake of the week. So real quick, Melissa, would you rather do cakes or cookies?
Oh, girl, you know this. I would do cookies.
Really?
Cakes? Yes. If cakes didn't move, okay, here's the thing. I prefer buttercream flowers to royal icing flowers.
Buttercream look so pretty.
They're pretty, and they have more movement. I feel like I like working with buttercream better than royal icing, but cakes are just more temperamental than cookies.
Got
it. They're scary.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Would you rather do a baby shower set or a bridal shower set?
Ooh, bridal. I love wedding. I love wedding stuff.
Yes, I agree with that one.
Sugar veil, all the things.
I know. I have mine ready to go right now. I'm just terrified to peel it off the mat.
Earlier.
Like, I've been thinking about that during this stream. Like, if I peel this and it breaks, like, I need to have a backup because I don't know what to do. I can't dehydrate that again. All right, so we did the cake, that one. Chocolate or vanilla cakes?
Ooh, vanilla.
Like, that's what you like, or is that what you like?
Yeah.
Okay. I already know this one, but for everybody, for your cakes, fondant or buttercream?
Oh, God. Buttercream.
Do you ever put fondant on it? Like, any of your designs and stuff?
I don't really like the taste of fondant. I prefer buttercream all around. And I had horrible experience with fondant early on, and I just, no.
There is a one fondant recipe that I found that I actually was like, okay, I can eat this. It was a marshmallow white chocolate fondant.
Girl, I am not going to make my own fondant on top of everything else. Are you kidding me?
The few cakes I made, I've tried it, and I'm like, okay, why is this not like a thing sold in stores? Like, this is something else that Cookie Chat needs to coin. And
because it doesn't last that long. That's like Great British baking style, man. Making your own fondant.
Right.
I do want to try, what is it, marzipan.
Girl, good
they
luck.
use that on Great British Baking. It's made with, I think it's like an almond or pistachio or something like that. I want to try that.
Well, you do that, girl. You do that. Sugar veil or isomalt? I know you like your sugar veil, but I never played with isomalt.
No, I've never tried isomalt. I guess I'll go with sugar veil because I haven't used isomalt, and I feel like isomalt, isn't it really hard?
Yeah.
Like rock candy.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with sugar veil.
I feel like you'd be an expert at that tutorial.
The isomalt.
Yeah, I feel like that's something coming. All right, guys, and then we already know morning and night baker. What do you prefer if you had your choice? I should say mid-morning baker or
mid-morning. Mid-morning is my go. Yeah, like get them. You guys, I cannot wait. In like 2 weeks, the day where I get to drop both of them off, come home, sit down, and just have a cup of coffee and just decorate cookies.
It's a game changer.
It like midday, mid-morning.
There you go. There you go. Awesome. Well, Melissa, we appreciate all. Oh, wait, we have somebody else requesting to go live. Oh. Kim, do you want to go live? If you want to go live, Kim, tell us in the thing. I don't know if you accidentally sent it. Please let us know. I don't want to just like, hey, you feel awkwardly.
I mean, it's gonna request that. They have to accept it, even if you.
Okay.
I don't think it just automatically, because I've done it before and then they like decline.
Okay. I sent it in case you would like to. Yes. But yeah, thank you so much for all of your answers and your workflow and your week and sharing it.
Just so you guys know what's still coming up is so obviously we have our big girl's first day of school tomorrow, and then somebody said no sound. Can people not hear us?
Oh yes, please let us know if you can hear us.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. So yeah, we've got baby girl's first day of school, and so I'll be finishing some stuff up in the morning, but you will still be seeing my process with taking pictures, my process with packaging and kind of pickups, and we'll start going into, I'll be thinking about next week's orders and stuff like that. So
perfect. Awesome. You guys can hear us. So Melissa will have the cookie chat up until Friday afternoon.
Friday, yeah. I'll be like, hey, peace, I'm done.
And then I will take over.
I cannot wait. I'm so excited to see you.
I feel like I'm anxious about this, guys, because I'm like, oh gosh, sometimes I disappear from stories. Like Melissa's so good at the constant stories, but other times I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to bust out all these sets that like tomorrow I'm already like, oh gosh, the number I have that I have to finish that sometimes I just forget to post on social media. So you guys are holding me accountable for the week. But we're gonna do our Bake of the Week.
Bake of the Week. Bake of the Week. Okay. All right. I've got yours first, Chels. Let me turn the, can you see it?
Turn the ring light off. Yeah.
Turn my glam
You
light.
guys, I'm obsessed with this set.
I saved these too. Okay, this is River and Birch cookies. I bet you guys saw these too.
Oh my, look how cute these are. We'll post this on the feed tomorrow. You guys, the astronaut is so realistic looking.
Oh, so good.
And this is one of my favorite themes to do that I'm hoping I get more. But I feel like it's kind of starting to take off.
I don't
is the
think
space
I've
theme.
done this theme before.
I've had it 3 times.
I love it.
But now there's so many more like creative options of like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think to do that. So it's so pretty. I wouldn't want to eat these.
So pretty. I can't pick a favorite.
I can't. That's where I just saw that whole set. I was like, every single one. It's very rare do I see a set that I'm like, I don't want to eat any of this. Like, I just want to frame this.
Okay, so there's 2 of my favorite things. It's her detail in the face shield.
Mm-hmm. It's so realistic.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a wet on wet, it looks like. And then also her wet on wet backgrounds in these.
Yes.
It's
so amazing.
Like gentle and beautiful.
Good job.
Woohoo. Okay, so I was texting Chelsea about this earlier today. I had mine picked, which was this, which is sugar coated table.
Look how cute, you guys.
How adorable is that, guys? It's a cake. Yay! I finally found a cake.
Oh my gosh, it's so pretty.
So this is just like fairy garden dreams, right?
Yes.
So then I go to her page to like give her some more love and stuff, and like then this girl throws this number up, and I'm like,
back it up. Oh, there you go. It's there.
Really? Do you guys see these Converse?
Look at the Converse shoes with the flower pot. So
this
cute.
Is a cake, guys. This is a cake. How stinking cute is
I
that?
love them.
I know.
I don't do cakes, but this like inspires me to try.
I know. It's just like if somebody gave me a Converse, like I wouldn't come up with that. And now I love that. Now that's in my memory bank, and I'm gonna do that.
I love it.
I know.
So pretty.
I love that.
Both of them are gorgeous.
I know. So
gorgeous,
pretty,
darling.
So pretty. So I'll probably post this one, but
awesome.
Okay.
All right. So we've already hit on I'm taking over Friday.
Yeah.
Full time coming at you.
Yay! I am so excited to like just hear more about your flow.
Yes. I'm excited to share. My mind's already going. I feel.
And you have kind of a crazy week next week, right?
Mm-hmm. I looked at that. I was like,
I'm just not gonna text you on Monday because I know that's when you roll your dough and bake, which is your least favorite.
I actually have to start earlier this week, so this week will be even different. I need more time for.
So do you like need to communicate that more to your household when you have a busy week?
Maybe.
Call you out.
Maybe no. You guys will see it next week. I'm very blessed with a husband that's just like, girl, you do you. Whatever. What do you need? How much time you need? Cool. Like, there's no, it's just like, you're busy? awesome. Like I don't know, we both do that to each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, he has his like side hustle fun things that he does, and I'm just like, I'll go out and talk to him while he's doing it, so we don't ever feel like the other one's like super busy.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, we don't, you guys are so amazing, and that's what I love about like your sit down, because I'm such an organized agenda-esque person, and my husband is so not. He is just like life of the party, go with the flow. Something I'm going to say in here, we're going to post this in stories. So Melissa, remember to post this. What Enneagrams are you guys? Because Melissa and I go off of Enneagrams all the time. And
yes,
I'm so interested about this with like, especially in our profession, what are people?
Well, and we're both threes, right?
I'm a 3-wing too. Is that what you are? Okay, yeah.
What is Tommy?
A 7-winged 8.
You sound so annoyed by it.
It's funny because when I say it, people are like, "Wait."
My sister's a 7. My sister's a 7. So yay, 3-wing too.
Yes. No, I'm telling you, when I say it to people, they're like, "A 3 and a 7?"
I think that there's a lot of us that are 3s and 1s.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, Mike is a 1. So he's a 1-wing too. So luckily we both have
share that
wanting to like nurture and like take care of people thing. So that helps because we also have very like, I'm gonna get it done.
Yes.
My way.
Yeah, 7s are you guys the life of the party. They are, which he's so fits it. Yes, he has, but it's almost the best combo. When I say it, people are always like, "What?" Like, it could not be better. But yes, we'll be so interested in that. My husband is a 3 too, and it's interesting. Yeah, see, we should do a whole episode on that.
Interesting, like, what interesting, like, ooh.
Yes, Melissa and I are the same. That was like one of the first things. We're like, wait, what is your Enneagram? Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
we got this.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I don't communicate it in the same way. I mean, I just kind of like, this is what I'm doing today, guys. Yeah. So I just make it work.
I also think because you're full time, I mean, I think that that's also a difference too versus like a part time. You know, like my full time, my like true priority is like stay at home mom and household. Yes. So I also think that that kind of level is different than if it's like, no, like this is like 50% to our household.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, like the full-time job. And then, I mean, my kids, obviously with like COVID and stuff, were home full-time.
Yeah.
I miss them. My kids are back in school, but I miss them being home. I'm one of those weird people that, like, I enjoyed homeschooling for them. So, I don't know. I think it's just my personality. But, yeah, you guys will totally see it. So, anyway, that's what we're doing. Melissa, do you want to talk about a handout real quick? Or we
about what?
Handout?
Oh, yeah. So, guys, we'll have another handout. Not this week.
No.
It's going to be next week.
Yes.
It's not necessarily going to have like our personal flows because that's so different depending on like what your life is. But I will have like our tips on like managing household stuff and the tips on handling social media piece of it and some of the managerial things. And then a lot of what we're going to be talking about next week that Chelsea is such an expert on is thinking ahead, planning ahead, doing ahead. So make sure you're on the email list. We haven't decided yet if we're going to share any of the past checklists or lists in this one. I know that we reshared our baking, beginner baking checklist last time, but it's one of the perks to being on the email list and in the community is you get them.
Yes.
Because you may not always get them, or you might have to buy them. I don't know. We'll see.
We're playing with it, but you guys, thank you so much for joining. This is not over. Melissa is still on stories this week. Make sure that you are checking. Make sure you turn on notifications so when she does post, you're not missing part of her schedule, because that's always the awkward part. Like, wait, what came before this? So, yes, and we are seeing them in the highlights. That is something else. So make sure you pop over there. If you're just joining us for the first time, her whole journey so far this week has been documented and saved.
Yes. And I don't know if you guys saw in our stories too, somebody shared something that they had specifically taken away, applied to their business. It literally, like, we were tearing up and so excited, and we love hearing that. Please share those things with us and, you know, share us with other people who you think need to be a part of the community and hear what we have to say.
We love it. Love it. All right, guys, we've kept you long enough. Instagram did not kick us off. Yes, yes, yes. I can't happy dance because my legs hurt so bad. But that is what you guys are getting. So, all right, guys. Well, I am Chelsea with Rolling in the Dough AZ.
I'm Melissa with Missy P Sweets. May your cakes never be dry.
And your royal icing be shiny and crater free. Have a wonderful night, guys. Bye.